Namaskar. I am S.M. Chaudhary, working as Assistant Professor in Department of Electrical Engineering, All India Sri Shivaji Memorial Society's Institute of Information Technology, AISSMS IOIT, Pune. This presentation is about DC motor starter types, which includes 3-point starter with brass arc, 3-point starter without brass arc, then 4-point starter, and comparison between 3-point and 4-point starter. As we know, starter is a variable resistance which is in series with armature. This resistance is just for starting purpose, so it will be there in the circuit for during starting period of motor, and during running period it is gradually cut down. So as the motor gathers speed, this resistance will be gradually cut down, and some additional protective devices are also incorporated in the starter. So we'll be seeing the details of the devices when we will study 3.4 point starter. In this presentation, we will be covering 3-point starter and 4-point starter. For 3-point starter, the terminals are LAF, line, armature, field. 4-point starter, LAFN, line, armature, field, and neutral, negative. First type is 3-point starter with brass arc. Just see the circuit. The armature of motor denoted by AAA terminals. The field winding denoted by ZZZ terminals. As we know, the terminals for 3-point starter are LAF. So let's trace these terminals in the circuit diagram. A belongs to armature connection, F belongs to field winding connection, and L terminal, it is connected to the line. So line, field, and armature. Line, armature, field. Now let us see these all components which are there. You can observe a resistance with studs or tappings provided to it. 1 2 3 4 5. So all this entire resistance is connected in the armature circuit. So this resistance will be there in the armature circuit during starting process. There is a brass arc just below the resistance. This brass arc is also supposed to carry current. So the electrical connection is there between this resistance and brass arc also. We have got two electromagnets. One electromagnet M1, it is known as no volt coil or no volt release, and another electromagnet M2, which is called as overload coil or overload release. So these are the additional protective devices which are there in the starter. Now let us trace out the connections. From positive terminal of supply, it is going to L. From L, it is going to the coil of M2, overload coil. From M2, it is going to handle. And remember, from handle, there is electrical connection to these points, the stud number 1 and brass arc. So as the handle is moved from this off position to on position, it is going to make electrical connections with these points. So the moment handle touches stud number 1, current will pass through this resistance, through the entire resistance. It will be going to the armature and back to supply. Let us trace it once again. From positive to L, M2 coil. From handle, it is going to the 1, stud number 1, and from entire resistance the current will travel in the armature. So what has happened, this entire resistance gets connected in series with the armature. So the armature current will be limited at start. At the same time, the current is also passed through the brass arc. This is also energized. So the current from brass arc will be given to M1, no volt coil, and it is going to the field winding. So field winding is also energized. So both armature and field winding will receive supply once you move this starter handle from off position to stud number 1. Remember, you are going to gradually move this handle from start position to run position. Now what happens to M1 and M2? Both are energized. M1 through brass arc and M2 through the line terminal. So both will produce their own magnetic flux. So there is magnetic flux around M1 as well as M2. As we move from stud number 1 to 2 and 3, 4 and so on, what happens? Let us assume this position of handle now. It from stud number 1 it is at stud number 2. So again trace out the direction of current from positive to L. It is entering M2, from M2 to handle. Now the handle is touching stud number 1, and current from the remaining resistance will now be passed to the armature. So initially the entire resistance was in series with armature, but at this position this much portion is cut down. Okay, so as we know, the starter resistance is to be gradually cut down, because the moment you start the motor the speed is gathered, and that back EMF will be controlled by speed now. So this resistance is to be gradually cut down. At this position, the current is supplied to brass car continuously, because handle is making contact, physical contact with this brass arc also. Below the handle there is a brush. Remember, it's not the handle is entirely live part. It is properly insulated because we have to operate this manually. So there is a small brush, carbon brush, which slides on this stud as well as on the brass arc. So the current will be passed on to M1 through this brass arc to the field winding and back to supply. So this is how the supply continuity is maintained, and it will be continued till this handle is reaching this position, run position. Now when handle touches M2, as we know M1, M2 are electromagnets, they are having magnetic field around them. So this soft iron piece P will be resting on M1, and it will be attracted by M1 due to its magnetism. Now suppose the motor is started, it is running, and suddenly this supply goes off due to some reason. So what happens? The handle in run position is resting on M1. M1 is also excited by same supply. If supply fails, M1 is de-energized. It loses its magnetism, and this P was attracted to M1, but now the magnetism is lost. So there is a spring wound at the base of the handle. The spring produces force in opposite direction. So the handle will be forced back to start position. Why it is to be done? Because suppose you make some other arrangement instead of having this electromagnet. Let us make some mechanical arrangement. Let us tie this handle with some thread or so at this position. So initially you have started the motor, you have moved the handle from start to run position. You have made it to rest at this position. This time M1 is not there. You have made some arrangement to tie the handle at this position. Supply goes off and again it resumes within few seconds. What happens here is the handle is in this position, in run position. The entire resistance is cut down and you are starting the motor again. So it is as good as starting the motor without this resistance. And if it is done, the motor will be damaged. Okay. So the function of M1, no volt release, it provides protection under this condition, no volt. That means supply voltage is not there, supply fails, then this M1 is de-energized, and due to spring tension, the handle comes back to its original position. Now, second electromagnet is M2. It is also energized during normal operation of motor. Below this, there is some hinged mechanism. This is a conducting piece which is attached at the end of this strip. This is the hinge. So this can move up or down depending upon the magnetism. It is designed in such a way that up to rated current of motor, no doubt this is going to produce magnetic flux proportional to the current. But up to rated current, the magnetic flux produced is not sufficient enough to attract it upwards, and these two terminals are open. The moment this is attracted in upward direction, these two terminals will be bridged, they will be shorted. And once these two are shorted, this M1 no volt coil is also shorted. It is ineffective. As I told you, this is designed in such a way that up to rated current, the magnetic flux will be produced, but that won't produce sufficient force to attract it upwards. If the rated current is exceeded, this magnetic field will be sufficient enough to attract this upwards, and these two contacts will be bridged, shorted. So M1 will be shorted, it will be ineffective, it will lose its magnetism, and handle will be thrown back to off position. So this protection is nothing but overload protection. This M2 senses the overload condition ultimately, and it causes the bridging of these two contacts, and that makes M1 ineffective. So this is about the protective devices and their function. Just observe the connection. This entire resistance is in series with armature, and through brass arc we are giving supply to M1. So this is 3-point starter with brass arc. Now 3-point starter without brass arc. The brass arc is removed, and how the connection is given, just trace out. From terminal 1 or stud number 1, the connection is carried to this NVC, and it is in series with the field winding. Okay. Armature connection is through these resistances only. Now let us trace out the circuit. Suppose the handle is in some in between position, stud number 4. Let us trace out the current path of field current. It will start from positive terminal of supply. It will enter this overload release. From handle, it will enter stud number 4, and through this much resistance, the current flows, and it goes to the NVC. It travels to the field winding. So what you observe here is this much resistance gets connected in series with the field winding. And what about armature current? Armature current from terminal 4, let us trace it from positive terminal to overload release, from handle to stud number 4, then from R4, R5 to this run terminal and to armature. So the armature is in series with this much portion of resistance only, R4 and R5, and the remaining portion of resistance gets connected in series with the field winding and NVC. So this is 3-point starter without brass arc. Now the purpose of this is this resistance, whatever you have cut down, it ultimately gets connected in series with the field winding. So you can use this resistance for speed control purpose also. Next is 4-point starter. NVC and field winding are not in series in this type of starter. Just refer back to 3-point starter. As discussed earlier, this no volt coil NVC, it is in series with the field winding. Okay, so M1 coil and field winding, regular field winding of DC motor are in series, but for 4-point starter, they are not in series. They are given separate connections. So just trace out the circuit. See the diagram carefully. If you observe the field winding circuit, here a node is formed. Previously, this M1 coil, no volt release coil, and field winding were in series, but here they are having separate paths. So M1 is independently connected to supply through some current controlling resistance of R dash, and field winding is given a separate connection. Okay. So this is the difference between 3.4 point starter. Now what happens here is, in many cases we use a resistance in series with field winding to control the speed of motor. Now if you insert resistance in series with field winding, obviously the current of field winding will be less, so the current drawn by this path will be less. If you have to control speed over wide band, obviously the resistance to be inserted in the field circuit will be having high value. So if this resistance is of high value, the current in field winding will be less. Now you imagine same thing with previous 3 point starter. You have got, let us say, some resistance in series with this field winding whose value is quite high. So what will happen? The field current will be less. Since field current is less, the same field current is carried by M1. So the M1 current will be less, and that magnetic field won't be sufficient enough to hold this handle in run position. There will be magnetism, no doubt, but not sufficient enough to hold it in run position. And due to spring tension, the handle will be thrown back to off position. Remember, the supply voltage is still on. That means there are normal conditions of motor, but because we have inserted a resistance in series with field winding for speed control purpose, which is the normal case, but still this happens, which is not desired. So this is a drawback of 3 point starter. If you are using motor for speed control purpose, that to speed control over a wide band, you will have high resistance in series with this field winding. But the moment you do it, that is going to decrease the field current, that is going to decrease the strength of M1, and handle will be thrown back to off position unnecessarily. So this starter is not recommended where you have to vary the speed of motor using field current control method over a wide band. But with 4 point starter, this NVC or no volt coil connection, since it is independent of this field circuit, it will draw constant current. That current will be voltage divided by whatever resistance offered by this M1 and R dash, which are fixed. So the variation of this resistance is not going to change the current of M1. So this starter can be conveniently used when you have to control the speed using field current control method. But suppose the field connection breaks accidentally. Okay, this is a dangerous situation in case of DC motor. If field current breaks, field current path is interrupted, field current comes to zero rapidly in microsecond. As we know, the speed of motor N is proportional to 1 divided by phi. It is inversely proportional to flux. Due to interruption of field current, the flux dies down in a very short span of time and the motor will accelerate, and it will shoot up at a high speed. So mechanical damage may occur for motor, which is not desired. So with 4 point starter, even if this field current path is interrupted, the motor continues to run. But with 3-point starter, if you consider the same thing, that this if this field terminal gets open, since this M1 is in series with field winding, if field winding current is interrupted, M1 current is also interrupted. So this will be de-energized and handle will be thrown back to off position. So accidental opening of field winding connection will cause M1 to de-energize and handle will be thrown back to off position. So this starter, 3-point starter, can give you protection against overspeeding, which is not the case for 4-point starter. Even if this field connection breaks, see the continuity of supply for M1 is still there. This current path is interrupted, but this current continues to flow. So in case of overspeeding, this 4-point starter is not going to give you protection. So let us compare these two, 3-point and 4-point starter. For 3-point starter, as we know, 3 terminals are available for connection. For 4-point starter, LAFN, 4 terminals for connection. Just observe the circuit, LAF. Now this terminal is also called as N, LNFA. NVC and field winding are in series for 3-point starter. For 4-point starter, they are having independent path. Overspeeding protection is possible in 3-point starter. For 4-point starter, it is not possible. When you have to control speed over a wide range for above rated speed using field current control method, this starter is not suitable and this starter is suitable. So this is about the starters used for DC motors. Thank you. For more information, you can log on to www.aissmsiot.org.